Hi guys, hope you're having a nice weekend. My name's David, for those who don't know me, and I'm the lead trainer at Celtic Barks. Okay, just come off one of my mentorship sessions with one of my customers, and one of the issues that they are facing is excitable Staffy around people coming into the house. Usual problem with Staffies, they absolutely love people, very lovable dogs, very lovable breed. For anyone which will have had a Staffy watching this, or a similar breed, will absolutely know what I'm talking about. So the pitfalls I often see people fall into is not allowing the dog to have the stimulus from that guest and trying to deprive them of that, okay? That stimulus from the guest is what we would class as a life reward, okay? So there's very rarely anything that's going to match that, okay? Food, toys, etc. So what we want to do is we want to use the life reward of that person giving that fuss to the dog in exchange for good behaviour. We want to try and refrain from pulling them away on a lead, locking them in a different room, putting them in a crate and whatnot, okay? What we want to do is choose a chosen behaviour that we want that dog to display. They give that calm behaviour, and in exchange, we get what we want, a nice calm dog, and they get what they want, the fuss from that life reward, okay? I.e. the person coming in the house, okay? This is going to take time to train, okay? And the more guests that you can get to do this, the better. Consistency is key. There is not going to be a thing that happens just overnight, okay? First thing you can do is pre-exercise the dog, okay? So it burns off all that residual energy. And I don't mean take them out and run them on recall or playing fetch and then straight back to meet that guest. Give them time to go back, rest and relax, get some sleep and wake up from that sleep first. So pre-plan if you can, obviously, okay? Then what we want to do is just set a pattern of behaviour that we want to follow every time so that we're letting the dog know this is what we want when a guest comes. This is how I expect you to act, okay? A lot of things often go wrong because we are not showing the dog or indicating to the dog what we want, and then we're quick enough to tell them off or punish them when they do something wrong, okay? All we want to do is maybe take them into the hallway, for example, place them into a sit, the guest comes in, naturally that dog will be excitable and go towards the guest. What we don't want is the standard old greeting of a dog where we stick our hand in their face and go, oh, smell me, I'm fine. Forget that, it doesn't work and it overstimulates the dog. And if you've got a nervous dog, you're going to end up getting bitten, okay? We don't fuss over the head, everything below the chin line when we do touch the dog. First and foremost, let them get a smell of that guest to make sure they're comfortable. If they're not comfortable, you won't have issues with them jumping up because they will just walk off. So that's problem solved. If they're friendly or they're familiar and they want some fuss, they will naturally start jumping up and trying to get that attention. Ask your guest to ask for a desired behaviour, i.e. a sit. When they're in a sit, brilliant. Praise that behaviour. That is the desirable behaviour we want. Provided on the guest's mobility and functionality, they can go down and praise nice and slow on the withers, on the shoulders, on the back, chest area, everything below the chin line, side of the body, nice and slow strokes, nice and slow tone of voice. Imagine that you were reading a child a bedtime story. Good girl, good boy. That's what we want. The minute that dog comes out the sit because it's too excitable and wants more fuss, that guest can stand up and initiate the same process. You can also do a little bit of scatter feeding, throwing food on the floor, getting them to burn off that residual energy by hunting for food through their nose, or hand to mouth feed, using the clicker as well. The guest can use the clicker. That's the luxury of the clicker. It just goes by an audible sound. It doesn't matter who's holding it. So if you're clicker training, please use your clickers. But we just need to repeat the process over and over again and show that dog what we want when a guest comes, okay? The problem with putting them in a different room, like I've said, they don't get that life reward. They can't see what's going on. They hear all the audible stimuli of people talking, the door opening, etc. But they don't get any visual representation to that to put their mind at ease if they're an anxious dog. Plus, they don't get the fuss of that life reward. So we just need to teach them how we want them to act, okay? Hope that helps, guys. Any questions, as usual, chuck them in the group, okay? And I'll help as much as I can. Mentorship programs, as usual, if you're struggling with your obedience, any serious issues, reactivity, resource guarding, etc. If you haven't already, depending on where you're seeing this video, come over to Staffy Training Help on Facebook, okay? It's a free group, lots of free information in there. But if you need some real structured, tailored advice, okay, jump on board with our mentorship programs. There's ones to suit everyone, different lengths, different prices, all that good stuff. You'll be mentored by myself, okay? Lots of advice, lots of tailored package, so I can really help you with the detailed, more complex stuff. We have packages for obedience as well, group and one-to-one mentorship. We have lots of positive reviews, so please go over to our Facebook page or our Google page and read all the positive reviews. The group at the moment currently is sitting at around 5,500, lots of friendly members, positive, there's no judgment, there's no such thing as a silly question, okay? I hope that helps, guys. Have a fantastic weekend, and I will speak to you all soon.